Hi, I'm Judy Bates, and today I'm going to be doing product review of two different grazing muzzles. One is the Best Friend Grazing Muzzle, and the other one is Tough-1 Grazing Muzzle. Now, at first glance, they're both kind of similar as far as the holes and kind of the material that they're made of and how heavy duty they are. But there are a few differences, and now I've had about 3 over the years of the Best Friend's Grazing Muzzle, and this is my first one of the Tough-1. Now, the one thing I don't like about the Best Friend is the hole is extremely teeny tiny. So I have enough guilt putting this on my horse to put him out in pasture that this just kind of makes it harder. But over the years, I would say they wear pretty well. They're pretty much a good sized circle, I would say. They last really well. Where a lot of them get kind of worn is this hole will get bigger and bigger as time goes on. I don't really know if they're biting it or how they're doing it, or if it's just rubbing on the ground that kind of wears it thinner and thinner, and then just over time makes the hole bigger and bigger. As far as chafing, I've never really had a problem with this brand, and this is the Best Friends. And they do have this handy breakaway, so my horses can get kind of rowdy with each other and play some games grabbing onto these. And they have gotten broken a few times, and you can either get a replacement part or you can just buy a new one. And I've always just kind of bought new ones because they get pretty raggy over time. So that, I think, is a good characteristic of the breakaway. Now, I tried this brand because my horse that I have, he was in a cob, and he's usually a cob for most things. He's an Arabian with a quite small head, but he was getting rub marks from this particular Best Friend's grazing muzzle, as it would just keep rubbing him here on the underneath, and it was causing quite some big boo-boos. So I wanted to try this one mainly because, like I said, it's got the bigger hole, and I feel a little bit better putting this on him. Plus, I think that you've got in the back here, or no, this is the front where the nostrils would be, you have bigger holes. So sometimes when I would put the Best Friends on, when you're looking at the front part, you would sometimes kind of see their nostrils flare, like maybe they're trying to take in more air. And I'd always kind of feel bad about that. Plus, some horses would even get kind of rub marks from the inside of here on their nostrils. So that was another thing that I really liked about the Tough-1 grazing muzzle. But the thing that I don't like about the grazing muzzle is you can see my sheepskin here that I had to kind of put on, because the nylon straps on this one seem much thinner, and the sharpness on the edges and the thinness of it was actually rubbing his hair away within 2 or 3 days of him wearing it out in the pasture. So he had kind of a rub mark like right above his eye, and then another one along his cheek. But the thing that I did like was the shape of this. So it's not so much a round, it's almost more like a funnel. So it has kind of a V out shape. So even though it's smaller here, the diameter up top where his nose goes in was much bigger. So he didn't have any chafing around his muzzle or his mouth at all from the opening and closing and stuff in this one. So that was another thing that I really liked about the Tough-1. So really my beef with this one is just two. The thin straps, which again, all I had to do was fit some fleece and then also on the back part. But they claim that this one is a breakaway, and there's no breakaway buckle. What they did instead was they gave it Velcro. And this is kind of how you would make your adjustments, and you can also take it off completely and put it on this way. But as far as a breakaway, I don't know if that is seriously going to break away. you know, with the amount of force and stuff, Velcro top and bottom, I don't know if that would truly break away. I haven't had the experience yet with that. And again, with the edges of these Velcros, it rubs marks on them again. But I just kind of move my little fleece over that so that it covers nicely and I don't have to worry about that. So with the pros and cons with both of these, I do have to say that I've been using the Tough-1 more just because I like the bigger hole on the bottom for grazing. I like the bigger nostril holes. And as far as the width or the diameter of the top here, I like this better. I like the shape of it Ving out, where this one is more like a straight up and down. It's the same diameter at the bottom that it is on the top. And for my horses, this was causing just a lot of rubbing, and I didn't like that. So I will go ahead and put a link down to both of these products so you can kind of check them out and see. Overall, I think they both work really great. They do actually help with his weight issues. My Arabian can just kind of look at grass and plump up. But I do like him out on pasture instead of in a stall for most of the day. So for me, the grazing muzzles in springtime and even during summer is kind of a must. So I hope that helps you with your decision, and till next time, see you later.